Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Today's reading is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try something new here. And the reading is called How Your Past Lives Are Impacting You, okay? And we're going to look at how your past lives are impacting your love relationships, family, work, spirituality, friends. Now, that's a lot to cover in a reading. So we're going to see how it goes. For some people, it might be more family related, it might be more work related, it might be more love related, but I will try to touch on love for every single pile because I know that that's important to everybody. And then we will be having an extended reading where you can click my Vimeo channel in my description box, and we're going to look at, you and your person in a past life, what you're working on in this life now, how they feel this life now, what can heal you, and then advice from your guides, okay? So we're gonna get even deeper into it in the extended reading for those of you that would like to continue on with me there. And just as I was shuffling the cards and thinking about past lives and kind of, working through it, I realized that there are some cards that for me in this reading are going to definitely signify a past life and or like a very important past life, and particularly a love relationship. So if I see the Lovers, I'm going to take that as a sign. If I see the Moon, that means there's something mysterious from your past, a past life that we're going to look at. If I see Judgment, that means that we're going to be working through some karma in this lifetime. If I see the Two of Swords, it's also going to represent things that are hidden from you in this lifetime that are impacting from the past. And if I see the High Priestess, to me, that's going to indicate that you were, or the Hierophant, the High Priestess or the Hierophant, that you were some type of a religious figure in a past life, or a witch, or a spellcaster, or a wizard. And also that your guides are strongly with you in this lifetime. For everyone, they are strongly with us in this lifetime, but those are some of my key cards that I'm going to be looking at. And as far as astrology goes, we're going to kind of get into that too. So, I kind of, and I can't like prove anything, but this is information that I received from my guides. So my guides actually were showing me that in a past life, your rising sign and your current lifetime may be a sign that you were in a past lifetime, because our rising sign is easier, I think, and it's something that I'm not saying everyone's rising sign is easy, but it is how we project ourselves out into the world, and it is comfortable. It is how other people see us and kind of what we fall into pretty easily, especially early on in a lifetime. And from the time that we're 0 years old till we're almost 40, in my opinion, we're kind of living out past life energy, okay? And if there's a sign that you've always been a little bit jealous of, that you always wanted to be, but you're not in this lifetime, I would also take that as a sign that you were in a past life. For example, I'm a Taurus, and I've always wanted to be a Sagittarius. I think a lot of Tauruses kind of are like, oh, I wish I could be a Sagittarius, right? So many Tauruses were Sagittarius in past lifetimes. Also too, your South Node, if you know your chart as well, your South Node, and like if you have a South Node in Gemini or a South Node in Cancer, this can also represent the energy or sign that you were holding in a past life, okay? So for those of you, and then the other one I want to mention is Saturn too. So for me in my chart, Saturn is in Virgo in the 12th house. And, for the early part of my life, I always had a weird relationship with that sign, and I never really liked it that much. It wasn't until later on in my life that I started to appreciate Virgo energy more. And I certainly have a lot of Virgo friends. It's just that I didn't, especially in a work atmosphere, I never really appreciated the Virgo energy. And then I realized that, probably it's because I had some difficult lessons in a past life around that type of energy. And as I grew up, I kind of outgrew it, and I actually became more like it, okay? So just a little bit of thoughts there as we kind of drop into this reading. And I'm actually using a deck I haven't used on my channel before, but I do use sometimes in private readings. It's a past life deck. It's a very interesting deck. Like, it shows some scenes and some, places in time, some characters. It shows, it'll say the association at the bottom of the deck, like Two of Wands. And this, for example, this Two of Wands is China, and it is a portrait of a Chinese, it looks like kind of like a Chinese nobleman or a Chinese philosopher, okay, there. But so it's pretty cool. So we're going to take a look at this deck. And for those of you that are curious, I'm not doing private readings right now. I'm going to pause on those for a little bit so I can bring you more content, more unique content, and take some risks and be a little bit different. Pile number 1, 2, and 3, right? But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm also working on getting the decks that I've made online so that I can sell those, and working on some other projects such as my tarot book, and doing some educational series on the tarot. There's a lot of things that I want to do. So I'm going to pause on private readings for a while. But you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle and TikTok handle are both in the description box. If you'd like to follow me there, I'd love to have you. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have pile number 1 with the green tea light. We have pile number 2 with the red tea light. We have pile number 3 with the purple tea light. Okay, so if you're drawn to green, red, or purple, we are going to go ahead and, if you're wondering what the chakra associations are, the green is the heart chakra, the red is the root chakra, and the purple is the third eye chakra, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and click on the description box and go to your pile. Of course, you're more than welcome to watch more than one reading, my loves. And if you decide to do that, there's probably a message buried in there, or there may be several messages in another pile if you choose to watch another pile. So that can always be helpful too. So let's get into it. Thank you for being here. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the green tea light associated with the heart chakra. And in today's reading, we are asking, how are your past lives impacting you? And for those of you that are wondering about past, some people may not believe in past lives, and you may hear this reading and think, oh, this kind of sounds similar to my current life. And that can happen because we can piggyback off of other lifetimes. Or when we think of a past life, I could also be describing your childhood or your earlier history or something that seems familiar to you. Also, past lives can be things that we have irrational fears around too, things that kind of plague us or things that we kind of worry about, even though in this lifetime we're good, we're clear on that issue, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it. We will have an extended reading too. We're going to go deeper into your love relationships and past lives, and see how this person feels in this current lifetime, and what you can do to heal anything from a past life, and then advice from your guides, okay? So join me on the extended reading if you feel so inclined. And let's go ahead, pile number 1. Spirits, angels, and guides, for my beautiful pile number 1s, please help me channel into their energy here, please, and thank you. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head, and I feel a little bit different today, a little bit weird, a little bit different. So maybe some of you here are feeling a little bit different yourselves. Maybe some of you are going through Uranus transits, or to a personal planet in your chart, or you have Aquarius energy in your chart. But let's go ahead and see. For my pile number 1s, how is your past life impacting you now? For my pile number 1s, we have loving woman, Queen of Cups, portrait of a nurse from the Red Cross, okay? So this is from a past life deck that I have that I rarely bring out to do on my channel, but you have the Queen of Cups here, and you have this very caring and loving energy. Some of you may be in a medical profession in this lifetime too. Green is very much healing energy. It's very much heart chakra healing energy, healing touch. all of that, right? And healing, happens in a number of ways, right? It could be you're a Reiki master, you work with your hands, or you could work at a hospital, or you could be a therapist, etc. But definitely channeling in this energy of, being a loving person and caring for others very dutifully is what I'm seeing here. We have dreams, and this painting is called The Nightmare, and it's 9 of Swords. So I think in a past life, you really worried about the people around you. You could have worried about their safety, and you could have also been concerned for your own safety too, but you just kind of kept working through it, is what I see here. We have Indigenous woman, Queen of Pentacles, okay? So for some of you, I feel like in a past life, you were providing aid to and medicine to Indigenous cultures, and you were helping people that were fearful of a disease or fearful of, and also too, for many of you, I think you probably had a son or a daughter, a small son or daughter in a past life as well too here looking at this. But I think that you guys were worried at times, like you're worried about how everything was going to turn out. And I do think that you were worried and concerned about others. And I think you did what you could do to try to help. And for some of you, you could have been worried about another person, because we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So you could have been worried about another person being with your spouse, or, being with you, or just, or having it, maybe maybe a spouse had a child with another woman in a past life, okay? And some of you were concerned about that, but you still helped this child, or you still were there for that child, okay? And in this lifetime, if some of you have like stepchildren, or the person that you're with has children, but they're not biologically born of you, this could also harken back to a past life for some of you, is what I feel here. All right, now we have today for tomorrow, number 32 here. So I do think that there was someone that you really helped, and this could have been a friend. This could have been a friend who didn't have as much freedom as you, or maybe was not as a higher stature as you. I kind of feel like somebody that was concerned about their health and physical well-being, and you were there to care for them. And I think in this lifetime, pile number 1, there is, if you haven't met this person yet, or you will, there is a best friend for you. There is a person that you will always remain loyal to, and that you will take care of in this lifetime, is what I see, okay? And we could have Gemini energy here too, Gemini or Cancer energy, Capricorn energy. It says today for tomorrow, number 32. All right. So some of you could be around that age, or you could meet this person. You could meet this friend that you helped in a previous lifetime. I think you were a very caring person, and I think you really wanted to help others, and you worried about others. And I think you formed some very strong alliances as a result of that, pile number 1, with this today for tomorrow card. And if you felt lonely in this lifetime, or felt that energy wasn't around you, I do think that's going to shift for you. And I think, some of those karmic repayments in a good way are going to come back to you. All right. Okay. We have Going Through the Motions. So this song relates to past life energy. It says, something isn't right. I don't know how I know. But baby, it's despite your dog and pony show. I can hear it coming. You're only going through the motions. Okay, so this is a song called Going Through the Motions by Amy Mann. So I do think that some of you were busy working or doing, caring for others, but you were concerned. And behind your back, there could have been some things going on, pile number 1, where you felt betrayed, or the person that you were with had a child with someone else, okay? And, it's different in this lifetime, right? If somebody has a child with someone, they can get a divorce, they can find a new person, right? But in the olden days, in the olden days, it didn't really work like that. And, if somebody had another child with another person, and you were with that person, then, you know, you could have been, I see you were being very sacrificial towards others, pile number one, even if you were worried about what was going on. And, you know, and it was a strain on you is what I feel like, okay? And, you know, there may be just a sense sometimes in your relationships in this lifetime, pile number one, where you're like, something feels off. Something doesn't feel right. I feel uneasy about something. 11:11 on my clock right now. And it could be from this lifetime when you were very intuitive and you knew that something was going on and you were worried about it, but there wasn't a lot that you could do about it then, okay? And this lifetime is different because you can do, there's more practical things that you can do for it. But I do think you formed some very powerful alliances despite this worry or concern because of all the help and that you provided to others. Yeah, I knew this card was going to come out. Release, moving on, and freedom over fear. Okay, so if there was a situation that you had to stay locked into because of children or because of the circumstances around you, in this lifetime, it's like you did the work in that lifetime so that in this lifetime you could totally release that and let that go and be independent and free, okay? And some of you are like, well, and some of you may have had children early in this pile too, and you're like, well, I don't feel independent and free, but you are. And I think, you know, as you get through your Saturn return, for those of you that haven't done it yet, you are going to feel better and you're going to feel like you saved a part of yourself. I feel like that you left in the past, okay? That's what I'm getting for some of you here. And it's this sense of uneasiness. Something isn't right. I don't know how I know, right? So I think you were very intuitive in a past life, pile number one. And I think you knew something was going on, right? And sometimes in this lifetime, that uneasiness kind of plagues you, I feel like. And in this lifetime, it's like freedom over fear, right? Moving on and releasing that. We have root chakra, okay? So I feel like some of you in a past life felt like you had to form alliances for your own safety or protection. And in this lifetime, I don't think you want to do that. I think you want to stand on your own accord. And I think sometimes you want your own peace and quiet and you want to be in your own space with, you know, your own things and your own, and you want to feel protected and safe. All right. This is the Four of Pentacles energy. So in this lifetime, you don't want to worry as much. You want things to be a lot more stable and enduring. It's like some of you could have been, you know, like a water sign in a past life with Virgo energy, like something that really worries a lot. And in this lifetime, it's like you're a lot more, I feel like in this lifetime, pile number one, you're a lot more salt of the earth. You're more grounded and you want things to be more stable and you want your environment to be more settled, okay? And just not have all those surprises of the past. We have sextile opportunity here, okay? So, you know, I mean, through assisting others and opening doors for others and helping others release and move on through their own fear. You know, I'm getting the energy of some of you like being by other people's bedsides when they pass away too. You know, I know there's hospice nurses and things like that, but even in a past life too. And, you know, you really did assist others and help them through very challenging times. And you're going to reap the benefit of that in this lifetime. And I don't think you're going to witness, you know, you're going to protect your energy more in this lifetime. You're going to feel more grounded and less worried about things is what I'm seeing here, okay? We have the 12th house, surrender. So we could have some Pisces, Virgo energy in this pile too. But yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, it's having these dreams. Some of you may have dreams of your past lives here too with the 12th house. And, you know, I think feeling seen in this lifetime is something that, you know, I think in a prior lifetime, you were okay to be behind the scenes and kind of doing all the work for others. But I feel in this lifetime, it's like you will be seen more in this lifetime. And I do feel like you kind of just had to surrender some of that worry and concern for others and kind of go after your own opportunities in this lifetime, okay? Yeah, Spirit is saying here, find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful and your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Okay? So I really think you're progressing, going from, this kind of worry, right? And this anxiety, definitely feeling the Virgo energy or Pisces energy here, and the need to kind of find your center. And if you're a Virgo in this lifetime or a Pisces in this lifetime, I strongly feel you may have been the opposite in another lifetime and had those experiences, okay? And I do think sometimes in a past life, you could have had nightmares, you could have had bad dreams, and I think it's because you were energetically connected to others and you were seriously trying to help others. But in this lifetime, it's like root chakra energy. It's like, being protected and feeling at peace, really finding your center. And I'm drawn to the reddish orange on this color on this card, because I think it is about surrendering the past, seeing, what opportunities you have in this lifetime, releasing fear, moving on from anxiety to the extent that you can. And, not feeling so, by finding your center, you're getting more rooted and grounded in this lifetime. You're not getting pulled in 1,000 different directions by other people that need you as much. And some of you may be like, well, I still am, and, and the Spirit is saying, well, release that and you're going to move on from that and you're going to stabilize your energy. And for some of you, it has to do with your Saturn return, I feel like, too. Travel, yeah. Okay, so, in that lifetime, I don't think you had as much freedom as you have in this lifetime, right? We have freedom over fear. So it's like some of you are kind of needing to, don't get stuck, I think is what Spirit is saying. Because you had this very loving and caring nature, and I think you felt guilty and responsible for caring for people in your life, and you really wanted to help others, even though at times it made you uneasy, or it, backfired on you, right? I feel like some of you may have taken someone into your home and then they ended up sleeping with your husband or wife in a past life. Like there was some kind of infidelity. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And, with the 12th house, it's secrets, right? The secrets that kind of undo us. And, the 12th house is also, deep forgiveness and letting go of baggage, right? So it's not, like, in this lifetime that you have to continue to hold on to that. Spirit is saying, let it go, find your center, and then move on, right? With the find your center and travel here. So, oh yeah, we have vacation time. So some of you have really still in this lifetime been taking care of others and helping others. And Spirit's saying, it's time for you to go somewhere, pile number one, and not to hell. I don't know why I felt like saying that. Not go to hell, right? Not keep going back to some of the situations that you've been going through. I don't know why I laughed when I said that, but like, I feel like some of you have a good sense of humor about some of the things that you've been through. But I feel like, you guys have been swimming in shark-infested waters for some time in your life, and it's time for calm and placid waters, like, waters that are just calmer. It's time to release and have fun and let go. For some of you, you need to hit the road. And maybe some of you have a dream of traveling around in a camper or RV or doing something like that, because I'm really drawn to this kind of like camper, RV, van kind of on here. I feel like some of you really want to see the world, and I think you've been playing it safe at times in this lifetime or in last lifetime, playing it safe and staying put. And in this lifetime, it's like you really want to kind of bust out of that and experience the world here. We have air energy, imagination, right? And I think travel is really good for you because it helps free your mind from all of these, and I think in this lifetime you're learning to use your mind in a way that is beneficial for you. You're using it in a way that instead of, fear and worry and guilt, I think a lot of you have dealt with guilt too. You're using this air energy to sort of detach from situations I see the letter S here too. Like you guys are using this energy to detach from situations. I did mention Aquarius at the beginning of the reading. And, you know, and I think you're just kind of like, you're just kind of blowing through it in this lifetime. You're actually stabilizing yourself and then kind of just pushing things away that no longer apply and moving forward, or at least that's what I see happening here for you in the future, right? And then we have confidence is the key to success, new moon in Leo, all right? So I think in a prior lifetime, you were very weighted down by the concerns about other people and caring for others and if other people were going to be okay and performing your duties, right? And I think in this lifetime, Spirit is like, be confident, find your center, travel, do some other shit, all right? Besides worrying about everybody else. So let's go ahead and see, how is pile number 1, how is their past life affecting their romantic relationships? How is this past life affecting their romantic relationships? Well, I think sometimes, yeah, I mean, I think in this lifetime, you wonder sometimes, like, why did I make that decision? You know, I know better than that with Justice and the Four of Swords here. But I think, you know, it's also this energy of, like, you know, things. Hierophant is on the bottom of the deck. And again, I said, if I saw the Hierophant, then that means that somebody, I mean, I think you had almost a religious devotion to the people in your life in a past life and to humanity in general. And I think in this lifetime, like, relationships sometimes make you feel like stifled, or like there's a better thing around the corner, or someone better is going to come in for you, or you're just going to keep waiting for the right person because, you know, you're not, you've seen what the options are and you're not having it and you're not cool with it. And I feel like some of you think that your person is also not like where you live. They're in a different place, a different city, a different town, that they're just in a different place. And, you know, some of you may have already been married and divorced in this lifetime with Justice here, or maybe you're married now. But I do feel like some of you are like, you know, you sometimes wonder why you made the decisions that you did when you're younger. You're like, why did I do that, right? And I think some of you felt sick to your stomach or felt uneasy about some of the choices that you were making and possibly worried, okay? And I do think that this feeling has caused you to be a bit restless when it comes to relationships at times. And I think, you know, more than anything, you just want peace of mind and you want to know where people stand with you, right? Because you're like, if you don't stand with me and you're not at a good place with me and you don't stand honestly, truthfully with me, then I'm going to go find a better option or I'm out of here, okay? Because my peace of mind is too important. And I feel like this is kind of like, you know, how this is impacting your current relationships now. Yeah, I do feel like some of you are like, I knew better than that. Why did I make that decision? And I feel like, you know, the key here, Spirit is saying confidence is key. Use your imagination and get out of any rut that you're in and travel and go, right? And I think some of you may feel the need to kind of run when you realize that about situations that, you know, this isn't what I thought it was, and what did I do, you know, and then you cut it off and then you go find something else, which is good because you can do that in this lifetime. I feel like in a past life, that would have been a lot harder to do, right? But I do think in this lifetime with the Ten of Swords here, you are meeting people in this lifetime that remind you of that old energy that I was talking about earlier. And I think, you know, you've just decided your peace of mind is too important and you're just going to cut things out and go look somewhere else for what you want, right? Let's go ahead and see. How is this energy affecting pile number 1 in their current love life? How is this energy? Knight of Wands, okay? So things that start off really fast and you think show a lot of opportunity or have passion, right? And kind of they knock you off your center because the message here is to find your center. So I do feel like sometimes you may attract people who kind of, you know, come in really quickly, come and go really quickly, or situations that, you know, that elevate pretty quickly here, or could knock you off, could knock you off your center. You feel like they could, right? Let's see, how is this affecting my pile number ones? The Tower. Yeah, I do feel like, if you jumped into things really quickly and you're more headstrong. Now, in a past life, I think that you were very devoted. I think that you were very devoted and at times felt a lot of guilt and worried about what you were doing and how you were impacting others. And I think in this lifetime, you're a lot more spontaneous in ways, but sometimes shit blows up in your face with the Tower here, or you pick people who kind of are very relentless and very, straightforward, hard charging people. And then it kind of blows up in your face. And then you're like, see, I told you so, right? But I think the reason you do that is because you were kind of locked in a situation before that you really couldn't get free from. And that's why you have all this traveling and, imagination, this, like pointing into a new direction here, right? Confidence, going off on your own, doing your own thing, okay? I think sometimes, especially if you were younger, you may have been picking situations that started and ended really quickly and kind of ended up blowing up in your face. And I feel like some of you guys were using that as a justification, saying, see, this is what happens, right? But I feel like some of you just wanted to be alone for a while too, as well. Like, I feel like some of you guys were just like, maybe you wanted the sex or you wanted the connection, but then it just got to be too much. And you're like, what the hell? How did this affect pile number one? Oh, I said if I saw the Lovers, I was going to say that, there is a love interest in your life right now, pile number one, that is from a past life, okay? And I feel like this person is a circuit breaker, and I feel like there's something totally different. And it's not this energy of just plodding along and just, staying in things. Like, this is somebody, could be a Gemini or a fire sign, but this is somebody, an Aries. This is somebody that, is from a past life, but I don't feel like this was the person that you were with in a past life. I feel like this person actually could have been, actually, you know what I'm getting, pile number one, is I feel like this person actually could have been the person that caused some problems for you in a past life. And I feel like in this lifetime, you're both trying to reconcile through that. And I feel like this is someone that could have challenged your relationship in a past lifetime. And this is someone that could have disrupted and challenged your relationship. And this lifetime, I think you two are trying to, begin again, start anew, reset the karma, let it go, okay? So I actually feel like this is someone that was probably in opposition to you in a past lifetime. But in this lifetime, you two are learning to love each other, which is really, it's really interesting. Let's see, what else here? What else can you tell me, Spirit, about this? Yeah, this is someone that, this person's very surprising. And I think at first you may think that you guys it's too fast, or it couldn't work, or, or that there's just too many things that have happened, too much water under the bridge here. But, the hidden energy is that you two are actually going to get along in this lifetime. And we have the Lovers and the Empress. So there is somebody here that is meant to be your life partner, is what I feel. And I feel like there's somebody who could have really challenged you in a past life, somebody that you found attractive, but it would have destroyed everything if you would have been with them, okay? And I feel like in this lifetime, there's an undeniable charge of electricity there for sure. And you guys are actually getting a chance to work this out in this lifetime. Spirit, can you tell me who this person is for pile number one? Can you tell me who this is? Okay, Knight of Swords. So again, this is a person, I'm getting smooth talker. Like, that's the word that I'm just getting straight out the gate. Could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I feel like this is someone who isn't Caucasian, all right? This is somebody who could be mixed or have a different background than you, or you guys are just ethnically different. I feel like this is someone who speaks their mind, who means what they say and says what they mean. They could put their foot in their mouth a lot. I definitely feel that with Sagittarius energy here. This is someone who goes after what they want pretty fiercely, okay? This is somebody who you maybe think that you have a toxic connection with, or you can't let go of, or this person, I mean, but also if that isn't your story, I also feel like this is just someone who's very determined to get what they want, because the devil energy also represents Saturn. So this is, and I saw the devil as I was kind of shuffling there a minute ago, but this is somebody who is relentless in what they want, who does not let it go. This could be someone who's a Capricorn, someone who's very stubborn, somebody who speaks their mind and is extremely relentless about what they want. Yeah, there's the Queen of Cups. This is somebody who, like I said, Queen of Cups right here too. This is somebody who rubbed you the wrong way in a prior lifetime, okay? This is somebody who wasn't necessarily good for you in a prior lifetime, but in this lifetime, yeah, in this lifetime you're learning, I feel like you and this person are learning how to be devoted and loving towards one another. Or you're learning a deeper lesson about each other here. And let's go ahead and see what else. We could have Taurus and Capricorns here too. What else about this person's spirit? King of Pentacles, okay? So they're going to try to, I think this person's energy is going to stabilize. I think they came on really strong. And I think it probably, probably irked you. You're probably like, what the heck? Because you're having memories of this person from a past life. And I think they did come on really strong. But I think the energy is going to stabilize in this lifetime. I think it's going to be, what the future holds. We can never know. I mean, we can, right? We can do tarot readings. But I also feel like, it is a bit of a wild card here with the Tower and the Lovers and the Knight of Wands. It's a bit of a wild card, but I think as you two get older or things mature or this situation grows, I think it could become a lot more stable, and I do think the energy could be refreshed, all right? And I do think that this could be a long-term match. Now, of course, if this person is toxic and they're an asshole and they really hurt you, then, probably not, right? But for those of you that this person just has a very unique personality and puts their foot in their mouth a lot and tends to go, be like lightning energy when they come through, or they're just very, quick and fast. And sometimes you're like, whoa, hold up, I think the energy is going to stabilize here, okay? With the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, and the Empress, I think this energy is going to stabilize. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile number one. And we are going to go ahead next and take it to the extended reading. We're going to find out more about how this person, if you know who this person is, like, how do they feel about you in this lifetime, what they see coming in this lifetime with you, how they feel, what you're working through with them, what heals, and then advice from your guides, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at their intentions as well, too, okay? So thank you so much, pile number one, and take care, my beauties. Okay, moving on to pile number two. Pile number two, you chose the red tea light. Here you are. Yes, welcome to your reading, pile number two with the red tea light. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. And today's reading is called How Your Past Lives Impact You, okay? And we're going to look at, well, we're definitely going to look at love for every pile, but if work comes up or family or spirituality or friends, we will get into that too. And some of you may think, like when you're hearing about this, you may think, well, this sounds kind of similar to a current lifetime. And I'm going to try to connect that bridge for you, like past life and current life. But a lot of times there are, memories and leftover things that resonate. So, and this may also resonate with how you felt early on in your life too, because, a spiritual teacher once said that basically, we're all living out our past lives until we're about 40. Okay. So, let's go ahead and see what we get here. We're going to see how your past lives are impacting you. We will be having an extended reading as well, which you can click on my Vimeo link, and we're going to go deeper into your person, how they feel, what their intention is in this lifetime, okay? So let's go ahead and channel it in. Spirits, angels, and guides for my pile number 2s, please connect me to their energy now, and let's find out what happened in their past life that is impacting them now. Open up the Akashic Records, please, and thank you. Okay, let's get into it. Pile number 2. How is your past life impacting your current life? Let's see. Oh, we have the King of Swords, rational man here. So this is Johan, the King of Sweden and Norway. So maybe some of you have connections in the past to Norway or Sweden, or you have ancestors from there in this lifetime. But you have a King of Swords who's coming through already. So you could have a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, someone that you knew in a past life, someone who was a nobleman, a king actually. Like some of you could actually be dealing with someone who was actually a king in a past life, or you were, pile number 2. So this is about, we're going to get deeper into it here. We have the late Middle Ages, riches, and so we have a lot of riches being laid out on the table here. We see a lot more noblemen. We see people of stature and status here. So you could have been a part of a ruling class, or part of you well-fed, well taken care of, and definitely in a social scene. I feel like if some of you like talking, or you like debating, or you like discussing things, or if you always got something running out of your mouth, I feel like some of you guys could be, you were used to being very social, being in the company of a lot of people, talking about, various topics, defending your viewpoint. I kind of am already feeling that here. We have Japan too. So we have the goddess drawing a bow in Japan. So I do feel like some of you could have been pagans in a past life, and we could be drawing on 2 energies here, a lifetime from Japan and a lifetime from the late Middle Ages. Now, I actually feel like for those of you that are Asian descendant in this lifetime, or you're with someone who is of Asian descendant, I feel like we're going to tap into that lifetime. And I actually feel like that the Japanese lifetime or Asian lifetime is pre this late Middle Ages lifetime. I feel like we could be tapping into 2 lifetimes here. And I feel like in this lifetime, the Japanese one was older than the late Middle Ages one. And I feel like you were quieter in that lifetime. You were more one with nature. You were more, some of you could have worshipped Diana or been like huntresses, or the equivalent of what would be Diana, goddess Diana in Japan, or in an Asian territory. I don't know what that equivalent would be. Maybe not Kuan Yin, because she's the goddess of compassion and mercy. But I kind of feel like, you guys were pagans, or you believed something different than the mainstream for sure. I do feel like some of you could have been very interested in language in that lifetime. Some of you may speak multiple languages even now in this lifetime. And I do feel like you might have studied language in that lifetime. And I do feel like, you were kind of an anomaly in that lifetime. You could have been different than other people. And I think that you were quieter then. I think in this late Middle Ages lifetime, you were more social. You were around people. And I think you could have been around some real gregarious people. And I feel like sometimes you could have been a little bit annoyed by that. But you learned how to state your opinions and your values and your beliefs with more force and more confidence here with this King of Swords, all right? And I do feel like some of you were quite some beauties, or very handsome in this past life here, especially in this Japanese one, because I'm just drawn to what she's wearing in her hair. And, I feel like some of you, and I feel like you guys always took care of yourselves, like you dressed well. You had beautiful garments or hair. I definitely feel like those of you coming to this reading were more of a ruling class, or had a little bit more money. And I think over time you learned to express your views, even if some of the people around you were annoying you, is what I'm seeing. Okay, we have number 14, hiding your true self. So I do feel like some of you, because of this earlier lifetime, you know, I think, you know, you were maybe like nature worshiping or pagan, but it wasn't okay. And the people around you were not okay with that. And you had to sort of fit in and hide who you were. All right. And I think you grew really smart about doing that. And I think you presented yourself as a rational man or a rational woman. But I think underneath that, some of you may have been pagans or worshiped the goddess, is what I'm getting. And you were a lot more wild and free and clever than people gave you credit for, is what I feel. And I feel like a lot of you were hiding your true self here because, you know, it was dangerous to otherwise, or because people just expected you to be a certain way, and therefore you just had to take that on. I'm seeing the number 8 here. For those of you that have a birthday on the 8th, or your birthday adds up to 8, I'm seeing a G and a C. G and C here too, okay? If those are your initials, or one of those is your initial, your name starts with a G or C, first or last name. But yeah, and I feel I'm getting the word Christmas too. I don't know if some of you were born around Christmas, or Christmas is either you love it or you hate it, or or something happened around this Christmas time where you showed people in this lifetime more of who you are, okay? But I definitely am feeling, I just got the word Christmas, so I had to say it. And I feel like sometimes in a past life, you felt like you were lying to people, and people may have accused you of being a liar if they found out what was really underneath that. And, you know, in this lifetime, I feel like you try to be a bit more careful with some of the things that you say or do, because you may have been afraid of being found out, or if you were found out, people called you a liar, or they shunned you for that, is also what I feel. I do feel like some people could have found out about this and called you a liar. I feel like it was only a matter of time, actually, pile number 2, before this energy entered your life. And I feel that we have number 14 here. I feel like some of you could have been bullied in this lifetime, particularly around age 14, or like 10 to 14 is kind of what I'm getting. And I feel like some of you are, you're learning how to, in this lifetime, express yourself very clearly and very confidently, or you already have learned that. But I definitely feel that energy of you feeling like you have to hide parts of yourselves here. Okay, yeah. We have in my feelings, and we have it next to this rational man here. So it says, I'm smoking while I'm running on my treadmill. I'm smoking while I'm running on my treadmill. Could it be that I fell for another loser? I'm crying while I'm coming, making love while I'm making good money, sobbing in my coffee because I fell for another loser. In My Feelings by Lana Del Rey. Well, I feel like some of you are really good at holding back and not showing your feelings, but underneath it, you could feel, upset, distraught, and in your feelings, like totally in your feelings, right? And I feel like some of you had to hide your feelings in a past life. And I feel like in this lifetime, you guys may pick partners that are very rational minded and, very analytical, rational people. And, and I think that you guys are very clever as well. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you are good with languages, or you're very creative or poetic, etc. But for some reason, I feel like, you're very in your feelings at times. And I feel like you may be around people who judge you for that, pile number 2, or judge you because you get kind of spastic at times about things. Is what I'm feeling. And I think that it brings back those feelings of being like pointed out or called a liar, or people discovering who you are, or people taking cheap shots at you, pile number 2. And I do feel like somebody could have taken a cheap shot at you in the woods in a prior lifetime. Like, that's just what I'm getting, like with a bow and arrow. I'm kind of, if any of you have a birthmark on your body anywhere, then know that I do think that that's true. All right. We have Singlehood is My Choice. It's coming out under Japan, under this lifetime in Japan, when I feel like you were very wild and free, and you could, I feel like, you know, you were born into wealthy means, and even if you were a woman, I feel like you were granted a lot of freedom. I feel like some of you in this past lifetime, the Japanese lifetime here, or the Asian lifetime, or the lifetime where you were worshiping the goddess, I feel like you could have had fathers that allowed you to do that, because women weren't always allowed to do that, right? And it says singlehood is my choice, Nine of Pentacles. So again, it's that Diana energy. It's that Artemis Diana energy. And I feel like, you know, you just kind of got to do, it was cool. I think you were a woman of means or wealth, or you were a man of means or wealth, and you kind of got to do what you wanted to do. And I feel like you came into this late Middle Ages lifetime, and I think things were a lot more strict. And I think you had to pretend to be in a role here. And I think you were constantly afraid that someone was going to find you out. All right. We have not speaking and communication. So I think sometimes in your connections now with love relationships, you may be with people who are very rational, very, you know, not really into feelings per se, that are kind of more acts of service, love languages that, you know, don't really say how they're feeling. And I think sometimes you guys may hold back, or you may get into pissing matches with your partner where you're not speaking to one another and you have a lot of feelings about it, but you're not really expressing them and you're holding back is what I'm getting, pile number 2, okay? We have Neptune and dreams here. So I definitely feel like in this lifetime, in the late Middle Ages, that you were called upon to be very rational, to be very straightforward, to keep the peace, to fit in with others. But underneath it, you were an artist, you were a dreamer, and you had a lot of feelings, okay? And I think you learned to kind of hide your feelings at times. I feel like in this lifetime, some of you guys could snap out more, but I feel like it's kind of because you went from this lifetime of having freedom to having to fit into, you know, an uncomfortable shoe is what I feel like. Okay, we have Virgo energy. Yeah, and that's definitely Diana, you know, that is goddess Diana, Artemis for sure. That's the Nine of Pentacles. That's wanting to be free. That's, you know, and I feel like in that life, you were made to feel like you had to be a perfectionist about things. And, you may have, you know, you may have kind of drifted off and been more of an observer, watching people and watching all the merriment around you or unfolding around you, but just kind of holding back and keeping things to yourself. And I think that has impacted you in this lifetime. We have breathe here. The breath is a vital bridge between your body and your soul. It is the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. Yeah, Spirit is saying here, some of you guys need to return to these natural roots and these natural way of living that, you know, whether it comes to the food that you eat, you know, practicing breath work, yoga, you guys need to kind of return to, and with health here with Virgo, I do feel like some of you guys need to return to your like original state of, you know, connecting with the body and taking things in, and nutrition, vitamins, helping others heal physically, like helping yourself and your body heal. I do feel like some of you guys need to return to the old way, or like the old medicine is what I'm seeing, okay? And, you know, and I think that that's going to help you with, all of a sudden my throat is like, oh, not speaking, right? And I think that's going to help you guys get in control of some of these deeper feelings that you run into, or some of these more pop off deeper feelings that you get. Trust, okay? So I think there's a lot of situations now and connections where, you know, you may find that you and that person are not speaking, or your communication is not great, which is crazy because I feel like some of you learned a lot of languages or were a master of languages in a prior lifetime. And, you know, you get into these situations where you're not speaking or sharing your truth, or you feel like you have to hold back because you feel like somebody, you know, like you're going to disappoint someone, or someone's going to really call you out for what you've been saying, right? And I feel like Spirit is saying, trust and let go. All right. It's about surrendering. It's about taking care of yourself, you know, doing all the therapy that you need to do. I feel like talk therapy is great for you guys in pile number 3. But at the end of the day, you know, it's about trusting and trusting that if a person really does care for you, they're going to be able to listen and they're going to be able to witness you. And I feel like some of you guys in pile number 2, like you need someone to witness you. We have time is slipping, now or never. So some of you guys may feel like, you know, time is running out. I need to find my person. I only have this lifetime and I'm not sure what's going to happen. And in this lifetime, you know, but I feel like, you know, relax a little bit here. Like you do need to breathe and relax and trust. Some of you guys are like, where's my person? I've been looking for this person. I've been dating a lot. It always ends up in these weird feelings. And Spirit's like, you know, some of you here, yeah, we have this coming out under spell work. So I do feel like some of you guys were pagans in a past life, all right? And it says here, you know, basically, and toe of a frog, let's say eye of an owl and toe of a frog, wool of a bat and tongue of a something, right? Lizard's leg, you know, all this stuff that they're putting into a spell, right? And I feel like there are things that only you can read, pile number 2. Like I think you guys could read things very easily too, like old school shit. I feel like, you know, it's like a hell broth boil, right? But we have manifestation here. So I do think, you know, doing spell work, getting back into your roots from the past is really important here. And we have a full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. So I do feel like in this lifetime, some of you, like maybe Aries, you may be Leos, you may be, you know, Sagittariuses, or you may be like, you know, a sign or a Gemini or a sign that just pops off more in this lifetime, okay? And yeah, okay, with the fiery climax approaches. And I feel like it's because you were quite stifled in this other lifetime, and when you did talk, it had to be very measured and very appropriate, right? And I feel like you couldn't really be yourself. So, you know, there's this energy of needing to kind of pop off in this lifetime. Let's go ahead and see. How does this energy affect love relationships for my pile number 2s? How does this affect love? 3 of Cups, well, you guys are going to be popular in this lifetime. You're going to have friends around you. You're going to be able to enjoy yourselves. I think some of you are going to be like life of the party in this lifetime. And if you feel like you're not that way and you're still feeling kind of shut down from like your more gregarious side or energy, Spirit is saying, you know, some of you guys may be feeling shy at times, or you were at other points in your life, and Spirit is saying you're going to get over that here. You're going to get out there. You're going to push forward, right? You're going to meet the people that you're supposed to meet. You're going to meet some really great friends, some people that you can really laugh and have fun with and enjoy each other. Yeah, in this lifetime, Spirit is like, you know, pop off, have fun. 3 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Enjoy yourself, right? Like instead of thinking like, oh, I'm never going to find my person, time is slipping away, I'm going to be, you know, because if you think about Diana or Artemis, she was kind of like a solitary figure in the wilderness and didn't really, and I think in this lifetime, in the Japanese lifetime, I feel like you guys were mostly kind of off on your own. And I feel like a lot of you wanted your independence and freedom and you weren't with a partner. And now in this lifetime, and I feel like in this lifetime, you guys were with someone that really hampered you, you know, that really made you feel like you couldn't be yourself or made you feel like you couldn't really talk. And I feel like Spirit is saying in this lifetime, like, have fun, enjoy yourself, right? Go to the party, show up, you know, put yourself out there, okay? And Yeah, the Tower, when I was saying some of you guys may be, we have Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so some of you guys may be getting it out of your system in this lifetime, you know, you may be like whooping it up with people, having a good time, and then shit goes off the rails, you know, the Tower here, chaos, goddess, status, but, you know, and I feel like some of you guys, you know, some of your relationships could, in this lifetime, could start off really fun and really just, you know, let's go do this or let's go do that. And then all of a sudden they kind of blow up and you're like, well, what the hell happened there? You know? And Temperance came out here. So your angels are like, you know, I know that you just want to kind of break free from things in this lifetime and have fun and experience everything, but do take it a little bit slow. Ah, here's that fucking King of Swords again, right? I feel like here's the King of Swords here and here's him here. I feel like, you know, some of you think that this person, you guys may be with someone who's a bit more, you know, who is more of a rational thinker, somebody who's a bit more careful with what they say, and someone who's a little more emotionally disconnected at times, and someone who's a bit more careful and not as like, wow, as you are. And I feel like, you know, your guides are saying this person is coming back into your life again, but the power dynamics are completely different. And I feel like this person that you were with in a prior lifetime, pile number 2, is coming back again in this lifetime. I take that as a huge sign with the King of Swords and the King of Swords. It has to be, all right? And your angels are saying it's gonna be different this time because the power dynamic is different in this lifetime. This person and you are gonna have it a little bit easier, I feel, here with the Four of Swords. Like there's gonna be you know, there's gonna be hopefully more respect for each other intellectually and each other's styles and how you act. But let's go ahead and see what's gonna change. What's going to change in this lifetime with this person's spirit? What's going to change in this lifetime? Yeah, Ace of Cups. It's going to be nicer. It's going to be calmer. It's going to be chiller. There's not going to be so much. Your angels are seeing to it. I feel like you and this person are getting a second chance in this lifetime. And I feel like, you know, there could have been a rough ending, like death, etc., with this person in a prior lifetime. Honestly, I just have to say, I feel like someone could have been executed in a prior lifetime or something, you know, locked in the Tower. We have the Tower card here. But I feel like this lifetime is easier, all right? Like this lifetime is supposed to be 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 4 of Swords, Ace of Cups. You guys are supposed to find some peace together in this lifetime, I feel like. And you're supposed to enjoy each other's company more in this lifetime. What is supposed to happen in this lifetime, Spirit? Yeah, the Hangman. Oh, yeah, an execution with the Tower and the Hangman. Somebody was hanged or executed. You know, I was at a past life regression once, and somebody said, like, if you have a lot of neck or shoulder pain, or just unexplainable neck or shoulder pain, it could be because you were hung in a past life or something happened with your neck. You know, I mean, it's really gruesome to think about, pile number 2, but I do feel like Spirit is coming through really clearly here to say, yeah, you know, but there is, and I do think that there could be some memories in this lifetime of a traumatic death in a past life. But this energy is supposed to be healed in this lifetime, okay? It's supposed to be healed. And let's see, what else in this lifetime, Spirit, with this person? 4 of Wands. Yeah, you guys are supposed to have a happy, healthy home here. Things are supposed to be different and more settled, more, you know, just more cheerful, more happiness, right? Getting a new perspective on life together and with one another, all right? And more helpful towards each other in this lifetime is what I feel. Yeah, and I feel like your person here is kind of gone through it too, all right? They've understood that they can't keep pushing you the way that they have in the past, that it hasn't gotten them anywhere, and it's actually keeping their soul from evolving. 7 of Swords on the bottom of the deck here, and that they're gonna have to allow you to have what you want in this lifetime is what I feel, okay? And I just want to say, like, who is this person? How can pile number 2 identify this person? How can, I feel like some of you may already know who it is here, but how can you identify this? Okay, the Fool. So this is somebody who, you know, who I feel like you may have met very recently, or I feel like is, you know, you met after a breakup, or you met somewhat recently under maybe circumstances that, you know, maybe they were recently out of a breakup too. Who is this person? We have the Queen of Cups. So I feel like they're having to change, all right? We have Karma on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person, you know, Judgment, Karma. I feel like this person is being presented to you in this lifetime like you didn't know them before, or they're fresh new energy in this lifetime, or something like that. But, you know, I mean, we have this hiding yourself energy. I think it would also behoove you, pile number 2, to think about, you know, what's going on underneath this person, because they could be hiding something too. They could be, you know, they could be very different in this lifetime. They could be a lot more emotional than they were in a prior lifetime. And they could be like more gentle and caring in this lifetime, kind of surprising you and making you think that you're meeting a totally different person. But if you hear about, you know, what this person has, you know, where they come from, or the family that they're come from, or what their father is like, I feel like you'll start to understand who this person is, okay? That's what I'm getting. It's always interesting doing past life readings because there's so much there. There is so much there and so much to cover. But we are going to take it to the extended reading, and we're going to look at this person, this King of Swords. What is their intention in this lifetime? How they feel about you now? What can heal the energy here, or work to heal the energy, and then advice from your guides, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 2, and we will see you again next time. Okay, pile number 3. Let's get ready for pile number 3. All the piles have been so different. Okay, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's question is, how is your past life impacting you now in relationships or family, spirituality, work, etc.? I'm going to make sure to hit love pretty hard for every pile here because I know people are interested in that. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And I will have an extended reading as well too, where we can look at, you know, whoever comes up in this reading for you, pile number 3, we're going to look at, you know, what you're working on now in this lifetime, how they feel about you now, what their intention is towards you now, and then advice from your guides, okay? So we'll go deeper in the extended reading with this energy, but for now, let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please help connect me to my pile number 3s and help me work into this energy as we discuss their past life and how it is affecting them now. Okay, pile number 3, let's go ahead and get into it. For my pile number 3s, let's see. We have America, all right? The Virgin of the Navigators, the Chariot, okay? So some of you could have been, you know, with the original pilgrims that came over to America, that originally settled America. I'm definitely feeling like British or UK origins. Some of you guys may know this already, but you have ancestors that come from that. But I definitely feel like if you don't feel that resonates for you, you guys definitely, with the Chariot here, were settling a new world. And I do feel like you guys could have been explorers or adventurers here with the Chariot. And I do think, you know, home became very important to you later on here. Okay, we have 4 of Pentacles, greed. So there definitely could have been situations where you profited off of, you know, other people's work, or other people profited off of your work, depending on how it resonates, and took credit for things that you did, I feel like. And you could have had some very unscrupulous characters around you, pile number 3. People that, you know, were kind of leeching off you is what I feel. I feel like you could have been adventurous, pushing forward. And I feel like some people could have tried to come along on this journey with you, but they weighed you down. I feel like they really could have weighed you down. Yeah, we have religion here, the Hierophant. I did say the Hierophant was one of those cards that if I saw it, it meant that you were, you know, some type of religious figure in a past life. or that you, you know, that you took up the cloth in some way in a past life. So I am seeing that here for you. We have Isaiah, the Sistine Chapel, religion. Okay, so some of you guys could have Italian backgrounds here. But I think, and some of you have been around people, like I said, who've really leached off you. And you guys in past lives, I do feel like you could have had children that leached off you too. You could have had family members that leached off you. And I do feel like some of you guys could be very stubborn in a past life too about, staying in these situations. But ultimately, I feel like I'm looking at two different lifetimes. I feel like I'm looking at, and ultimately what they had in common was greed, other people taking from you or leeching off of you or stealing from you too. I feel like pile number 3, but I feel like I'm looking at two lifetimes. One where you were very grounded and sturdy, and I do feel like some of you could have been Tauruses in a past life, and then in this lifetime you could be another sign. You could be a Sagittarius, you could be a Cancer, you could be a completely other sign. But I'm feeling like basically that this is two different lifetimes, that there was a lifetime where you were very stubbornly focused on your objectives and your goals, and you weren't going anywhere. You really weren't moving anywhere. But there were people that looked up to you, that were listening to you. And I think there was also another lifetime where you just kind of pushed away from all of that. You pushed away from all of it. You left it all behind, and you didn't really want anything to do with it anymore. Okay. And you just were willing to give it up and to just go be free and do what it is that you wanted, and be kind of like an explorer. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. We have black flower fragrance. Okay. So with this, I feel like some of you could have been, affected by poison in a past life. I just have to say it. I do feel like it. I feel like some people could have been very jealous of your power and very jealous of your ability to have the means that you did. And I think you could have been a target. All right. Black flower fragrance because of that. And if those of you in this lifetime, if you get stomach aches a lot, or, you have Cancer moon, or you have Cancer energy in your chart, or even if you don't have Cancer in your chart, like you eat something and then immediately it affects you, or you eat something and it upsets your stomach, or you have to stick to a very specific diet. I feel like for some of you, it's because of that. Okay. Yeah, I think it's totally because of that. I'm seeing the number 5 here. So some of you could have been born on the 5th, or your birthday is a 14, or adds up to a 5. But yeah, I do feel like some of you could have been like experts with poison as well too. I think some of you could have been like alchemists in a prior lifetime, or working with plants and flowers and stuff like that. I do think you could have been doing that as well. All right. And let's go ahead and see. I just heard the word unfairly imprisoned. Unfairly imprisoned. I'm getting Libra energy too as well. Like you could have been accused of something that you didn't do, and you were unjustly and unfairly imprisoned. I feel like, your beliefs could have gotten you, into that kind of circle, and unfortunately into that kind of, and I think people were jealous of you with greed here, and they did want what you had. All right. It says here, Fumbling Towards Ecstasy by Sarah McLachlan. All the fear has left me now. I'm not frightened anymore. It's my heart that pounds beneath this flesh. It's my mouth that pushes out this breath. And if I shed a tear, I won't cage it. I won't fear love. Okay. So I do feel like some of you guys were, I feel like some of you may have been single in past lives too. Like, your dreams and your ambitions took you away from others. And I feel like some of you may have taken up the cloth too, therefore you couldn't be with anybody else. But I also feel some of you feared all anybody wanted from you was either your riches or you know, your sexuality, whatever. Like, you just felt that it was, people were greedy ass motherfuckers, and, you know, and it could have really made you fear what love really was, okay? And it could have made you hold back from connections in this lifetime, is what I feel. Yeah, I said wrongfully imprisoned or unjustly imprisoned in a past life. And we got this bird in a cage, illusions, ignorance is bliss, 8 of Swords, okay? So I do feel like you guys were very stubborn about what you believed in prior lifetimes, and you know, and people tried to piggyback off of what you were doing, like I said here. But I do think that you could have later in that lifetime been wrongly or unjustly imprisoned, or just believing your own fears, right? Believing your own fears about things, like just thinking everything's going to be spoiled, everything's going to, you know, hurt me, everything, I have to run, or this is what's going to happen, right? It's kind of what I feel here. We have boundaries and barriers, and this is the Devil card in my deck. And so I feel like some of you did run away from, and I feel like some of you could have run away from a lover that betrayed you, or that you were forced to be with, that you did not want to be with, okay? And some of you could have gone and joined a religious kind of order in order to avoid that, all right, is kind of what I feel. And, you know, and I think that that can stem, you know, this lifetime of fearing love, of fearing that connection, or fearing that people are going to hurt you, leech off you, or eventually betray you, etc. Like, we have this, all the fear has left me now. I'm not frightened anymore, right? I won't fear love. And if I shed a tear, I won't cage it. We see bird in a cage here. We see this woman behind, you know, a cage here. So I definitely am getting that energy of being wrongfully imprisoned. I do feel like some of you could have had a spouse that betrayed you or accused you of adultery when you really didn't, here with this Devil energy and boundaries and barriers. And I think some of you were unjustly or wrongfully imprisoned, actually, is what it's just what I'm getting, okay? And because of somebody else's betrayal is what I feel. And I feel like now, like, and then in this other lifetime, you became a new world explorer, going everywhere and anywhere you wanted, not being held down by anything, the Chariot energy, right? Kind of offsetting some of these experiences in the past of really having your freedom taken, I feel like. We have the Sun here. So, you know, there was a lot of darkness, I feel like, and a lot of fear and, you know, not being able to protect yourself, pile number 3, I feel like. And I feel like in this lifetime, if you've been with people who've been violent, harmful, abusive, you know, coercive, just sexually violent, etc., I feel like if you've been around situations like that in this lifetime, I feel like some of that is coming from, you know, I don't ever want to say that there's a reason for all of that, right? Because it's horrible stuff. And I definitely don't want to scare anyone on this reading, right? But I'm not trying to dredge up the past here, right? Because I think it's tough. I think it's a bit tough energy. Pile number 3 is, I'm going to be honest, some of this past life stuff that you've had to endure, right? But the thing that gives me hope, and the things that makes me happy, and the thing that brings me joy is seeing the Sun here for you guys, okay? And I do think for some of you, if you're not in America or you want to come to America, that could be a dream for you. And it could be something that you always wanted to do, or you wanted to do back then. Like, you know, when there was the like original, you know, pilgrims and pioneers exploring the New World, like you could have been one of those people that wanted to go, but you couldn't, you were forced to stay back. But I feel like now it's like you want to travel, you want to go places, you want to see things, you want to witness things, and you want to be in the sunshine. And I feel like in these lifetimes, I feel like some of you were in very cold, damp places, and I feel like now it's so important for you to be in the sun. I just got Phoenix. I don't know if some of you live in Phoenix or want to go to Phoenix or have a connection with Arizona, Sedona, Phoenix, etc. I kind of feel like some of you need to be in the sunshine in this lifetime. It makes you feel better physically. You know, it gives you that freedom, I feel like, okay? We have the 6th house. We have craft here. So I do think that this had to do with some work that you did. This past, you may be the only pile where I'm actually drawing on a work experience that some of you had. I do think that there were people that were jealous of your success, greed here, jealous of the wealth that you'd accumulated. And I do think some of them seeked to, you know, I think some, you know, an oppositional force here is the one that could have put you in this situation where, you know, because they were jealous of your work or what you did or, you know, or the riches that you'd acquired, etc., is what I feel. And I think that others' jealousy is kind of what got you guys into, you know, and it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault, I feel like. It's just that, you know, that's what happened. And I feel like it could have been people who were jealous of what you did or your work. We have embrace the moment, embrace this day, this very moment, think positively today, and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Oh my God, I love that, you guys. I got chills. I love that, you know, you've gone from this experience of feeling so trapped and alone and betrayed, you know, to go to embracing the sun. And I feel like some of you are very dedicated to something that you do right now too, that's going to bring you a lot of success, okay? And Spirit is saying you're clearing this energy, you're clearing your third eye, you're clearing this energy by embracing the moment and letting this go. Truth, okay? So I feel like the reason you guys got in trouble is because you were trying to tell the truth about something for some of you, or you were trying to expose something that was going on. And that's why you were held back or limited in this prior lifetime, okay? And in this lifetime, it's so important, it's healthy for you to be with the truth and know the truth. And I also feel like you guys are very self-introspective. And I feel like if you are a very self-introspective and spiritual person, consider it may come from this prior life of, you know, being some type of religious figure, but also the isolation and the, you know, word I got was emptiness. I just have to go with it. The isolation and emptiness that you could have felt in a prior lifetime as a result of, you know, being imprisoned or being locked up somewhere, not being able to spread the truth or say what you think, or being held captive in some way is what I feel. And it's so weird because I have dreams, not to be personal here, but I actually have dreams about, you know, being held in captive. And you can tell, like, if you have dreams like this, I've had dreams about being chased and held, being captive. But also, I'm weirdly fascinated with all those prison shows, you know, like weirdly, like on Netflix. And if you guys have any like weird things that you watch or dream about, take that as the only reason I mention that is because take that as a sign that, you know, you're plugging into a past life. Wow, we have soulmates, okay? So not just one, but multiple soulmates. But this is coming out under the sun, okay, and under America. So some of you guys could have a soulmate that's actually in America. It's in a sunny place right now. But I do feel like in this lifetime, you guys were kind of alone and suffering is what I feel like in this other lifetime, because people were jealous of you and they couldn't have what you had, and they rejected the truth, okay? And they were afraid of what you were saying, and they feared what you were saying. And I feel like in this lifetime, and I do feel like some of you weren't even allowed to have a romantic partner because of that. And you were kind of left alone at times. And I feel like in this lifetime, look at that, marriage, right? The sun. I feel like, you know, you guys are going to have that here. We have ethos, Wiccan read, and a perfect love and perfect trust. 8 words are the Wiccan read: fulfill and, you know, no harm done, do as you will, the rule of 3. Follow this with mind and heart, and be merry, meet, and merry part, okay? So, you know, it's the law, right? And I am feeling Libra energy here too, Sagittarius energy in this pile as well. But it's this rule of law that we must follow, right? And I feel like that worked against you guys in a past life. I feel like in this lifetime, it's going to lead you to the person of, you know, it's going to, I feel like some of you are going to be married and very happy with the sun and soulmates coming up here. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. I've done this, used this deck so many times in readings, and I don't think I've ever pulled this card on any reading. So congratulations, pile number 3. We have the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required, okay? So I do feel like some of you are going to be making changes and in perfect love and in perfect trust, and you know, and we have truth here. I feel like adjustments are required. So you may be in a situation with a person now where, you know, some changes are going to have to be made to kind of bring this together, and we will look into that even more in the extended reading. But we have adjustments are required, and that feels very Libra or Justice card to me too. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, I want to look at how are these dynamics affecting my pile number 3s in their current lifetime with love. How are these things from the past affecting my pile number 3s? How is it affecting pile number 3? 9 of Swords. Well, you guys certainly, you know, I mean, think about, like, you know, if you were falsely imprisoned, or, you know, I mean, look at that, right? I mean, having nightmares too. I did mention, you know, having those nightmares. I feel like some of you guys may have nightmares about, and I may have touched on something when I said that, and it might even be something from this lifetime too. I feel like some of you guys could have had some really challenging experiences even in childhood in this lifetime. And I feel like, you know, it is a source of dis-ease, and it is a source of, you know, worry and stress. And, you know, 9 of Swords sometimes for me too as a reader is like a PTSD card, okay? And it's still worrying about something and still holding on to the mental and emotional energy of it, even though it's not physically currently in your space, okay? And some of you could definitely be having some dreams about some of these past life scenarios, okay? And I think it makes you worry about, you know, romantic. We have the King of Cups. Aw, this is who you guys are going to be with, okay? And damn, pile number 3, you know, you've had some really tough heartbreak in the past with the 3 of Swords here, feeling betrayed, feeling wounded. And probably people that actually, even for some of you, could have physically harmed you, I feel like, as well. All right. Yeah. Like you guys have, the thing is no matter what, I feel like you guys have always maintained your sense of what is right and what is wrong. And you've always, even though you've had some really rough energy around you in this lifetime and in other lifetimes, I feel like your guys' heart has always remained pure. You've always remained true to yourself, even if there were energies around you that were very challenging and disappointing, okay? And I feel like you guys have always upheld your end of the bargain here with the King of Cups. Like you've always tried to stay true and honest to what you know to be, you know, the right choice and the right way forward, right? And I think, you know, a lot of you guys have probably been around people who are straight up cowards, right? Who haven't really had the balls to kind of face you emotionally. And some of you could have had a spouse or somebody that left you very randomly or very erratically and didn't come back. And, you know, and you could have had that in a prior lifetime, or you could have had it in a current lifetime too. But it hasn't shaken your faith, and I feel like you guys are still emotionally whole. With the King of Cups here, it's like, you know, it hasn't broken you. 8 of Swords, right? So I feel like sometimes you may know that situations aren't good for you, but you feel trapped in them. And, you know, you may just really... and some of you may have a child that you worry about too here with the Page of Swords, or that you worry about what your example has taught them. I feel like some of you guys are, you know, the Queen of Cups is, look at this, Queen and King of Cups. I mean, look at this pair, right? Look at this soulmate. Look at this fucking pair, all right? And I feel like adjustments are required here because some of you guys could be still around situations that are very challenging, that are testing you, that are causing you distress, that people around you that are harmful with the things that they say or do. And I think you need to keep the faith and keep it moving here, pile number 3, because, you know, look at what can come for you here. Look at, you have all this swords energy around you. So I think there's a lot of, you know, mental worry and you know, your own mind. I feel like sometimes, pile number 3, like your mind may betray you at times. And you know what? If you spent a lot of time in isolation or you were alone a lot of the time in a past life, then, you know, the thoughts do have a way of adding up and creating some unrest, you know? And I think you just need to give yourself some allowances there and know that, you know, what you're moving toward here is something really powerful, okay? And something really, your happiness is so important in this lifetime, okay? It really is, and Spirit is with you on that. I feel, pile number 3. Okay, so how can pile number 3 go about finding this happiness and committing to this happiness? How can pile number 3, Spirit, go about this? King of Pentacles, all right? Well, you know, don't give up, and don't let anybody infringe on your space, and it's very important that you establish your own space and your boundaries, your space. Your time and energy are important in this lifetime. And, you know, we don't have unending time and energy. And so we need to be very careful about what we commit to in this lifetime and what energies we want to take on, because this is a lifetime of freedom for you, pile number 3. So it's like, how do you want to use it? Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles, it's showing up again. So I do think you guys could be coming across some people again in this lifetime who try to disempower you or try to make you feel like, you know, they can take something from you here. It's 4 of Pentacles. This 4 of Pentacles always kind of reminds me of a rich asshole. And the King of Pentacles could be a rich asshole too. But I feel like some of you guys, you know, this greed coming up, right? I think be careful of others taking from you and their greed, because I think that still is an issue in this lifetime. And I think you really need to, you know, park your ass in front of the things that you want to savor in this lifetime. Park your ass in front of them and don't let up, okay? Because I feel like, you know, you deserve this kind of success and happiness in your lifetime, okay? Nobody can take that from you. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. You deserve it. It's for you in this lifetime, and no one can take that from you, okay? And I feel like someone tried to take that from you in a past life, and it's not happening in this lifetime. And I feel like it could have been someone who was very selfish. And no, I see a lot of happiness. I see a lot of stability for you, pile number 3, because you're leaving all this shit behind. And that comes out, right, with adjustments are required. So it is required. Knight of Pentacles is here too. Now we're moving out of all the mind and we're moving into the body with the Pentacles, okay? And we're moving into, you know, taking things at a slow and steady pace and achieving our long-term goals and, you know, and moving forward. And we have adjustments are required. So these energies are really quite similar to me. And I feel like some of you are needing to leave a situation behind. You're needing to physically move or leave a situation behind. It's time to call on your vast and deep spiritual resources to pull you through this chapter in your life, pile number 3, and continue on your path, okay? And I'm getting the initial B here. I'm seeing a B. I'm seeing the number 43, okay? 43, so some of you here could be 43. And I'm seeing the initial J and T, okay? I'm seeing a T definitely here. But, you know, it's no use crying over spilled milk, pile number 3. Let the past go. It's time to move on, my loves, okay? So that's the truth, right? That's the truth. That's the truth. It's going to bring you your happiness, okay? And King and Queen of Cups with soulmate energy here. I love it, pile number 3. So That's what I have for you, pile number 3. And we're going to take it to the extended reading next, where we're going to look at more of this King and Queen of Cups here and what this person's intentions are and how this can all happen and unfold and, you know, how they feel, etc. So we're going to take it to the extended reading, pile number 3. And thank you so much, my loves. Thank you for coming to this video. It was quite an experiment for me. And so anyway, love you all and take care.